Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to present you the top 5 meta decks in PvP and random dice wars. So right now I'm a class 23 player or dice level like it says down below. And I'm in PvP. I'm rank 2990. Okay, it just went down so other players just overtook my place. Anyway, so let's say top 3k people because it can go lower and lower. This is my experience of the PvP meta. So at the beginning, climbing up, I thought Solar the best deck ever going with Solar, but no. Solar is not even on this list. Solar is you can play it in 2v2 if you want to, but Solar's not a good. It's a very decent deck. It's very strong, but it has a special setup condition, and you don't want to deal with that. You have to build up your battlefield. You don't need to focus on those things. So Solar is decent, maybe seventh position or eighth. That's Solar deck, but the other dice in game, since newer dice came on, the Berserker dice is on it, the Commando dice is on it. So this is a top tier meta deck list and a little bit of breakdown why this deck is actually good. There are going to be chapters into these videos as well, be added. I'll make sure I'll add the chapters. So if you don't want the explanation part, you just can skip to the next deck. Okay, let's start with the first deck you see already on the screen. We got the air meta deck. Okay, so this is not a total air meta. If you want, you can replace the Berserker dice for laser dice. Notice that. 1 second. Laser dice. Laser dice. 1 second. Where's the laser dice? Green here. You can replace with the flash dice. Not laser dice. My bad. Flash dice. So first you play the pop gun dice. Pop gun dice is very strong. If you have multiple dots, it just gets stronger. So it's already set here. So summons Mimimi at the field. It's a Mimimi, and the growth, if you click on it, Mimimi gets stronger upon dot count. So there are other Mimimis. That's going to be the next dice when I show you the slingshot dice. You will see that we're seeing the growth. It's doing something different. So it's very fast. So with each class up, with the pop gun dice, you gain additional 3.2 attack, damage per second 2.44, and it gets 9.9 HP. The Nexus gets also additional stats. The Nexus is the crystal thing on your side. For each power up, you get more 4.8 attack, 3.69 damage per second DPS, and 15 attack. So you see, power ups are very important. They give you more stats than class ups. Class ups are also very important. You just do it before the game. If you look at my dice, everything is class up. If I have the possibility to class it up, I class it up. My golds, yeah. If you get in higher ranks, you get more golds. And this Battle Pass gave us lots and lots of gold. So going to the next dice, we got a slingshot dice. Slingshot dice are not a non-legendary. See, in this deck we play 2 non-legendary dice, and they are easy to get. So if you see at the stats, we got the Mimimi again, Minimi, and this time it says increase instead of growth. So the number of Minimi summoned depends on the dot count. So you got growth stats and you got increase stat. So this is increase. So if you have 2 dots, you got 2 slingshot. If you got 2 dots of the pop gun dice, you just have 1 that's stronger in his stats. So here the power up, class up, you see 2.4 and 2.86 DPS. The HP gets by 11.2, and the Nexus gets some stats as well. And you see here as well, when you do the power up in game, it gives you more stats than the class up. So my strat it's going to be, at the beginning I just summon my 4 dice. Then I just wait till I have 200 SP, and then I do the SP power up. Then it depends on the opponent. Sometimes I go for 300, and sometimes I summon additional, because when I notice my opponent is a more aggressive player, then you have to do something else. It's going to be a one-sided battle. So you don't have one rule how to play against your opponent. There are multiple rules how to do it. But now let's come back to this deck. So right now I'm trying to explain the basics as well of the meta, how to play the meta, and the deck as well. It's kind of mixed up. So we got a Berserker dice. Berserker dice, you see, is mini-me and a growth dice. So you already know what it means. And here you can see the power up stats, the class up stats, and the power up stats. Then we got growth dice. You're going to see growth dice is a support. It's not a mini-me, so it won't appear on the field, and it's fixed. So the dot count does not affect the mini-me's. So it doesn't matter how many dots are on the growth. It does not do anything. It's fixed. It won't appear. That's it. But there's something special about the growth dice. There's going to be a special video about growth dice. If you class up growth dice, you reduce the timer. But if you play random dice defense, you think, why would you ever power up a growth dice? Look at here. Look at here. I press on the power up button. So this is the class up. You see the Nexus stats going up as well. But if you power up, Nexus stats does not go up. But the time you lose, I never powered up growth dice. But I just saw it one time when I was like, what will happen when I power up growth dice? And I was surprised. You can reduce this amount of time the growth dice takes with power ups. That's interesting. Then we got the Joker dice. So the ability decreased by 23%. If you class it up, it will be 1% less. What will happen with power ups? Same thing. So this is interesting. Very, very interesting. So this reduces the nerf of the Joker dice, and also support and fixed. So I showed you every mechanic, but now we are going to talk about why. I think I'll do is chapter where is the first part, the explanations, and then now we're going through the deck. So some players be like, oh yeah, I already knew about it. Okay, so let's go through. So with the pop gun dice, slingshot dice, berserker dice, these so Joker and growth are staples. You already get them from this event. If you did not attend this event, oh boy, it was 1 month there. 1 month. You had 1 month time just to get 10k points. You can go additional. Yeah, the Joker is very important. You can play without Joker, but Joker is like us. Use utility dice and growth as well. In this current meta, it's easier with them. Without them, you can also get higher out. I think some dice even you don't need growth, but growth is just like a beneficial to the battle. So with slingshot and pop-up guys, you control the air. So dice like berserker dice, solar dice, laser beam dice, those cannot target those dice in the air, so they have advantage. They will damage the opponent, and the opponent dice will not attack back. But every deck has some kind of air attack. So this one is a dominating air attack, and it will destroy your opponent during the air. So the units will attack the air, they will destroy them and destroy the other units. So this deck can be very dangerous. Why do we play a berserker dice? Why did I choose for berserker? Berserker is there so you have a tank. So the air units or the units from your opponent which targets the air, which targets something else. You can play lollipop if you don't know berserker dice. You can play slime. I never played slime. I just got slime. I just got to class 23. That's level 23. So you can play any tank who can sustain in front. It's very fast. So your air units can attack the other thing, and they would just be a distraction. Berserker dice has also something special. Once the HP gets to 0, for 1.8 seconds. It's going to be unwearable, and it will just be very fast. You see, increased by 200% boost. Let's see what happened with class up. Nothing. Power up. Nothing. So it stays with the 1.8 seconds. Just you got higher stats, HP, and attack. So yeah. Okay. So this deck, you know the goal, just dominating in the air. That's why it's called the air meta deck. Now coming to the next. Okay. Now coming to the next meta deck. So this is the Wind Ice Healing deck. So you'll be saying, what? What the fuck? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The non-legendary dice you get in the beginning of the game, they are dominating the meta. That's kind of odd. That's weird. If you see my tier list, you'll be seeing those dice also in the AS tier rank. Yeah. So Wind Dice is very strong because the range of the Wind Dice is nice. It has a long range. It says here also range. If you see the DPS, long range, and it's an increased dice. So from all these three dice, so you see the Wind Dice, the Ice Dice, and the Healing Dice. They're all increased. They're not growth dice. So they come in numbers. So for these decks, you need either sub element or growth. Growth was better, but if you don't have growth and then it's participant to this event and have supplement, it can do it to work as well, but growth will be much easier. And Joker's Force. So healing Wind Dice in numbers, they do lots of damage. The Healing Dice, ooh boy, it heals up your units. It can be very toxic. One Healing Dice, of course, is not doing much, but if there are like 20 Healing Dice on the field and everybody performs the healing themselves, healing their teammate, and you're still attacking your opponent, ooh boy, it can be very toxic, and they can dominate the field healing, and then the next wave comes and all your units are still there and they're full HP, and you got the numbers in your advantage. The Ice Dice is not just there because it's because of its increased effect. No. Solar Dice gets freeze mid-air before it performs its AoE attack. Other units will just get freezed for a couple seconds, but that couple seconds, 2 seconds duration, 2 seconds in this battle is huge. The second can be golly. The seconds can be increased with power ups. So by class up, it does not do anything. So you can power up to 4 times the dice. So it's 2.4 seconds. So you can freeze units for 4.4 seconds. Oh boy, that's or is it 5 seconds? Did I count it wrong? Either 4.4 seconds or 5 seconds freeze at max. Imagine a unit be gone for 5 seconds, multiple units. They are dead. They are dead for sure. Unless your Berserker Dice, I think Berserker Dice, when it's dead, it just go in Berserk state and nothing you can do on the Berserk stage. It'll just be there for 1.8 seconds, but that time it's going Berserk. So that's why you see Berserker also on higher on the tier list. Top meta decks. So if you just participate in this event and you don't have all these other legendaries, you can play this deck. It's very strong. I'm going to be, so if you didn't have noticed, I have a third channel. The second channel is Yu-Gi-Oh! But I have a third channel where I just focus the gameplay on Random Dice and Random Dice Wars. No other games. So there I'll try to post very frequently gameplays of PvP battles, 2v2 battles. More than this channel is just for guides. So there you're going to see the gameplay. So if you want gameplays, I'll link this channel through it, and I'll play these decks as well. Now going to the next deck. Now coming to the deck on the third position. So this one, you see Commando Dice is now joining the meta. You see Slingshot Dice again. And now you see Joker, Joker Growth. And this time with Super Element. But you can replace the Super Element either with Slime, and I haven't played Slime. You can replace it with Lollipop Dice, with Star Dice, with Berserker Dice, with Beam Dice, anything you want if you don't have the sub element. So this deck focuses mainly as on the Commando Dice. The Commando Dice will be a tank, also attacking the air, and the Slingshot will also be taking the air. So this is very strong. And also all these decks, you see right now only the Knight as Guardian. No. The Guardian I prefer for all meta decks is the Destroyer. At first when I got the Knight, I was like keen getting the Knight, and then I got the Knight and I played PvP with the Knight, and the Knight was not really changing the game. It might stop the opponent for 1-2 seconds, and when they play with Growth and power up their Growth, and then Growth evolves them, then it gets even worse. So the Knight I play mostly for 2v2 battles, but in 1v1 battle I recommend playing the Destroyer. Andromeda, I don't have him. I might test in the future. I just need 2 more pieces of Andromeda, then I'll play him. But for now, I recommend play the Destroyer. MK, if you have the Knight and don't have the Destroyer, play the Knight. The least I recommend is the MK 111. He is like worst. Come on, he comes in stuns. It has maybe some stats, but he does not do enough. I hope there's going to be new Guardians, because the 1k MK1 overcharge, come on, he's not doing much, okay? So that's it with this deck. Like we hadn't touched. So you play Commando, Slingshot, and so on. But the one thing I haven't mentioned, I do separate videos about it, how to play the Commando Dice. So when you play with Commando Dice, every time when you have him in the deck, so with Joker, I learned something. You don't want to copy Joker always Growth. At the beginning, I will have a video on my gameplay channel about Commando Dice. So there you will also see from the gameplay. With the Joker Dice, I copy Commando Dice at 1 dot. And when you merge the Commando Dice as well, don't merge them immediately. Wait for the unit to spawn, and then after that you merge the Commando Dice. And also when you have 1 dot Commando Dice, I mean, keep always 1 dot of a Commando Dice. So when you summon more, so you don't want to have Jokers next to Growths, because you want to keep coming with the Commando Dice. But why I say Commando Dice? Commando Dice has the Bazooka, yes, when you merge them, and it does 2.5 range damage on air and ground, yeah, and the damage is actually higher than the normal ground attacks. So I got even the gameplay, I got the highest bazooka as possible. I merged 2 6-dot Commando Dice on a super arena spot. That was, the damage was 1 shot, 1 shot, 1 shot. Hey, he's doing his push-ups. Anyway, so Commando Dice is one of the dice I like the most, and I just got him in the beginning of this season. Yeah, it was nice. And the new dice, I don't know what the new dice is going to be about, but I'm going to be intrigued using the Gravity Dice when I get a chance to get him. Okay, so going to the next deck. So the next deck, we got Fire Ice Healing. First, when I played against deck, I think he was playing with Sub-Element instead of Growth. Then I played against this deck and he was dominating me. I was like, is this guy a hacker? I'm going to report him after this match. Then I got the overhand of the match after my guardian appeared, and then he beat me after it. I got his second life as well, a second bar, but oh god, boy, he won. So then I played myself these decks, and I noticed, oh boy, the non-legendary dice you get in the beginning of the game, they're dominating the game, and the fire dice as well has the increase effect. So what can I say? You already know what the ice dice do, you already know what the healing dice do. Why is the fire dice version better than the wind dice version? So you see the stats of healing dice, wind dice, and fire dice. Fire dice has more HP. It's working as a tank. So the fire dice has the number game and it's a little bit semi-tanky. And the others in the back, the healing will heal them up. They're semi-tanky, and the ice dice will freeze the opponent. So the damage getting to fire dice is not going to be that much. So they'll be dominating the battlefield, and the damage of the fire dice is AoE attack. So it has some area damage. It says Kill Flame deals 119 area damage in range of 0.9. It's like every certain period. So it's a ground attack and it's strong. It's strong. It's strong. So with class up, it goes up, and with power up as well, it goes a lot up, and the HP goes up in the skill effect. So it's very good for non-legendary dice to be this high, and I was hoping they won't nerf it, and they don't nerf it. There's a new balance patch coming up. This meta list could have been done after the update, but I decided to record it now. So this is the second place deck. Now you got all from 5 to 2. So what deck can you guess is going to be the number 1? This is the deck that, in my opinion, is the best, and that brought me also up to class 23. Now coming to the best deck of the current meta. It's already here. It's already, I don't need to snip it out or whatever. So you already seen the slingshot dice, you already seen the commando dice, or you already see the berserker dice. So what makes this deck stronger than the others? And also, when I talked about the guardian, I forgot to talk about the spell. For the spell, I recommend to use the support dice. This one, it's called support dice. If I get it to class 5, I'm going to enjoy it because mine is class 4. So class 5, the increased summon of the Mimimi speed will be increased by 10% for 5 seconds. I'm going to enjoy most class 15, but I already need so much pieces for class 5, so yeah, class 15 is going to be like 1 or 2 years. 2 years, not 1. 2 years at least. Yeah. Then you got the next I recommend to use is the Some Angry Minimi. It's a comparison to the support dice. This gets you every 5 waves, 5 to 6 waves. You can use this. So this one you have the times you gotta use it in advantage. The support dice you can use it only around wave 10, 11. Sometimes you have to use it 11 or 12 because you want to wait for your growth to evolve, because the LC has lost options, and you can roughly use the support dice only twice per game, but the Angry Mimimi you can use it 5 to 6 times per game. That's a lot more. Okay, so, and this one I don't have any experience yet, but I can guess that this one is going to be better than the Call of Protection, but it's getting a buff anyway, so yeah, maybe the buff will make this spell more usable, but it also costs a lot, much more than the support dice, so I'm not sure about it. From the MP requirement you can see how long it would take. Okay, now also you need to power up all your spells. The spells, when you power them up, it gives you SP per wave, so it gives you more SP per wave. So power up every spell you have, even if the spell is bad. So coming to my top deck again. So you play the slingshot dice to attack the air. You got the commando dice as a tank, and you got the berserker dice as a tank. But there are two different types of tanks. So berserker dice, when it gets freezes up, I told you already, it gets in berserk stage, and in berserk stage you can't freeze them up. They're going to live for 1.8 seconds. I know it's a short time, but that time they will do lots of damage and they are very fast. The commando dice is just mainly as a tank, but when I merge them, they're going to help the slingshot to eliminate the air unit as well. And in every deck you saw Joker and Growth. In my opinion, Joker Growth are the main utility dice. I tried once a while to replace Joker with sub-element. You see it in my tier list as well, but for me it did not work out as, for other people. I mean, I won few games, but it didn't claim up as much as I wanted. Let's see one more thing. I want to see what beneficial we got with sub-element dice, because class up does nothing, power up does not nothing. So this is the only dice you shouldn't be doing any power ups. So this is my top PvP meta deck for June 2022. I know it said it's May, but I don't think the meta was going to change much. Anyway, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.